Now let's see the topic of maxima and minima. A function f of x is said to have maximum at x equal to a if f of a is greatest of all the values in the neighborhood of a, where a is an interior point in the domain of f of x. Which means, if you look at this graph, let us say this is f of x. Okay, this curve is representing f of x, and now if you see a point for which the value of this function is highest, that point happens to be a. Got it? So at a, f of x is having the highest value. Let's call it as f of a. Now what are the properties that it should satisfy if it has to be called the maximum? Is for all the other points this value should be greatest, which means f of a should be greater than f of a plus h, which means for all the points which are to the right of it, it should be greater, as well as f of a is greater than f of a minus h. For all the points which are to the left of it, it should be greater, right? So for this it is called as the maximum. So if you see this from here to here, if you consider, this is the highest point, right? But then in general we call it as the local. Okay, there is no concept of local maxima and local minima. We are not going to look at it in this topic, but in general when you are talking about a small neighborhood, then we can say that it is the local maximum for that neighborhood. Now if that maximum is going to be the maximum for all the functions, then it is generally called as the maximum. Got it? So for this topic, let's restrict ourselves to maximum concept. So what is the maximum? So maximum means whenever a value is having the highest value compared to all the other ones, right? So this is the meaning of it. And now if we talk about the minimum, a function f of x equal to y equal to f of x is said to be minimum at x equal to b if f of b is the smallest value in suitably small neighborhood of b, where b is an interior point in the domain of f of x. So what they are trying to say is, if you look at this function, right, for this function at this point, this is the least value of the function, right, which means at a point b the value of the function is least, and that value is actually f of b. Got it? Now if you look at any point to the neighborhood of it, which means to the left or to the right, this one is supposed to be the least, then only we can say that this is the local minimum. And in case if that is the only minimum, we call it generally as the minimum without using the word local. Okay, so now f of b is less than or equal to f of b plus h, which means to the right of it, whatever values are there, it is less than all such values, and then f of b is less than or equal to f of b minus h. So which means to the left of it, whatever values are there, it is less than all those values. Therefore it is minimum in that neighborhood. Okay, fine.
Hi, if you are planning to do masters, then doing masters abroad is better than doing masters in India. I'll give you all the reasons. So first reason is, out of 1 lakh students who take GATE every year, there are only 500 seats in old IITs. So all the IITs put together have an acceptance rate of 0.5%, and IITs, universities better than IITs, they have very good acceptance rate like 30%, 40%, but all the IITs put together have an acceptance rate of 0.5%. And if you are working hard to get into IIT Bombay's ranking is 177 and IIT Roorkee's ranking is 400. If you are happy to get into IIT Roorkee, then getting into universities better than IIT Roorkee is easier compared to getting into IIT Roorkee. And looking at the salaries for computer science, for software jobs, if you have done your masters in computer science in US, the salaries are ranging from 80 lakhs per year to 1.2 crore per year. So even if you take an average of 1 crore per year, your savings will be much higher than the salaries in India. After taxes and your cost of living, you can easily save 40 to 50 lakhs per year. And in India, the maximum jobs that you get is around 30 lakhs. So your savings will be much greater than the salaries in India. And these are all the services that we provide. University shortlisting. So depending on your profile, we will shortlist what are the universities that you have to apply, and statement of purpose building, and then LOR guidance, and GRE and English test assistance, and education loan assistance. So you don't have to have any collateral. which means without any security now you can get education loan. Getting education loan is very simple these days, and whatever the amount of fee that you have a range of universities. You can apply for 10 lakh universities, 20 lakh universities or 50 lakh universities, but whatever it is, you are going to get complete education loan, and you can pay off your education loan in 1 year after you get a job. And then we do visa assistance, mock visa interviews, and then connecting with the university alumni. So now you might ask why we should join Game of Visas. So the answer is we have 90% success rate, 99% success rate. And these are all the destinations that we guide the students to. So we guide students to any country that you want to go. So now it is not just USA. We guide to UK, Germany, Australia, Canada. So we guide students to all the countries. We work with all the destinations. And if you are interested in going abroad, you have to just drop us a message on this WhatsApp number 9494 555 454. Okay, thank you.